Recording time. Welcome to my sorry excuse of a IRL streak. I refuse to turn on OBS and I refuse to use that Logitech webcam for as long as I can keep this little eight video streak going. I've posted 8 videos in a row. No webcam. No stupid OBS, just me and my camera. Today, in this video, I want to be talking about the Kanye documentary that I watched last night. It was called In Whose Name. I'll start off by saying that I really did not expect this movie to reach all the way back to 2016, where Kanye had the, you could say, like, private filmer just getting all these behind the scenes videos and tapes of him in any place, like not concerts backstage, not just in his own home, but with like Kim backstage, or like with her family, or with his kids, or in Uganda on a retreat, like all these things. To be honest, I kind of expected more of some artsy things about Kanye. Be honest, you think of him as a rapper, you think of him as a designer, you think of him maybe even as a filmmaker, but one thing that you don't really think of him much as is just a person, like just a regular person. That sounds insane. Like, I know it sounds weird, but be honest, like, influencers always will have or celebrities always will have this larger than life appearance. Like, they are more than just a person. But, you know, at the end of the day, Kanye, or Ye, clearly had his struggles that were very, very well documented in the movie. So like I said, it started 2016 and ended around 2024. There wasn't much that was shown 2024, but the timeline of, you know, him getting off his meds, then him going to Chicago, then him, you know, like kind of, him going on the political rant, or not rant, but the political era, of course, and then him dropping the political stuff and focusing on art and music, then moving to Wyoming, then starting the school, Kim divorcing him, all these things, and all of it kind of led up to the more recent Ye that we know, the just like crash out, I don't want to put any labels, but, you know, controversial, but he's always been controversial, but I mean, like, you know what I mean, the controversies that he's more known for nowadays. We'll just leave it at that. It got to that point right at the end of the movie, and then that's when the credits rolled, right around 2024, which you would think they would have included, you know, more that happened, because let's be honest, in between Donda and this little bully era that we're in, or I don't even know if we're still in this bully era. I don't really know what music that Ye's working on. Donda, like fixing Donda 2, making Donda 3, making Vultures 3, fixing Bully. I don't know. Like, I genuinely have no clue anymore what album he's working on. He's very all over the place, which is my second point I want to talk about. I have noticed that even when I was like, you know, as early as I can remember, I was always very all over the place in my interests, and it's something that I talk about in my rants a lot. Kind of just say whatever I talk about how I feel, talk about what my life looks like. I'll normally say this phrase, I'm all over the place. And I used to think that it was kind of like a superpower, like it was kind of cool to be the jack of all trades and just like be good at everything, not just great at one thing, but, you know, like kind of be able to cover all the bases. And somebody that I definitely look up to that has this trait about them is Ye. But the problem with Ye was made very clear in the movie. He would very consistently run from things that previously made him comfortable, previously encouraged him, previously entertained him. He would constantly switch, and, you know, he would want to say, because he just wants to be free, he just wants to be he like creative, but it was very strange. And even now, like recently, he went on a retreat in Spain that was during the Dave Blunt's ghostwriting era, with the with that song coming out and Cousins and all that. He was with Dave Blunt, and he was with ex-YouTuber that I still keep up with, Sneeko, he went to Spain for this retreat, and it's very usual for Ye to do these retreats, to just dip out. Think about it. Wyoming, Japan again, probably 3 times, Paris for sure, Spain. He probably been to somewhere, like, he's always retreating. He's always it's like the movie made it very obvious that he doesn't really find any place as home. He doesn't really find any place comfortable. He made it very clear that, you know, he didn't want to be controlled. He didn't want to be, you know, go with the same opinion as everyone else. He wants to speak out. He wants free speech, all this stuff that, you know, we can see very clearly from his tweets and everything. He talks about it all the time, but I don't know, from such a unique perspective from the documentary, there wasn't a background voice, like a narrator. There wasn't like that many fancy edits. It dead ass was like you gave a spider that sat in the corner of the room a high quality camera, and he just captured like these never before seen little angles, even of moments that we know happened and have seen like other footage of. It's just these new angles of it, and it's really cool. But I don't know, it was a lot more about his mental health and about how he views the world and how everyone else views him than, you know, his music. Like, it wasn't about his music very much at all. Not about fashion too much at all either. And I got really excited when I started to see, like, when they started getting in those not like warehouses, but in those like office buildings where he would have the Yeezys. I know y'all probably seen the picture before, the Yeezys in the circle, like every single Yeezy he's made, all the samples and stuff. And inside the warehouse, it's like all the sample clothes, just lay it out, pictures. I love environments like that. Like, it looks so cool to me. And I got really excited when they started to show that, and they showed like Yeezy Gap, a lot of like Yeezy Gap looks that have existed on the internet, but I just didn't pay attention to. And, you know, they just brushed past my favorite parts in the documentary, which is unfortunate. But one last thing that I'll kind of really hammer in is, again, the real like perspective of the documentary. It did not paint Kanye as a hero or a villain or a victim or an abuser. We basically got to see Ye from a fan's perspective, but with context. Like, it's not just what the news headlines say, oh, Kanye said this on Twitter, or it's not just what so-and-so said or what his agent said. You can see the conversations happening in real time and how he reacts to it, what facial expression he's making and all this stuff. And I don't know, it was a really like interesting perspective to show like this guy is more of a crazy genius than we're really admitting. Like, every genius is crazy. Oh, every great artist is crazy. No. You don't understand. He's actually like not, like, something's up, bro. And I kind of wanted to ignore it for the longest time because he's such a great artist. Outside of rap, outside of clothes, outside of just design in general, he's a visionary. Like, he's an inspiration for so many people. But this movie showed that he seriously struggles through all of it. Still. So many controversies, and he keeps them coming constantly. Whether it comes to his kids, this wife, this paparazzi, that brand, this deal, this album, this song, this ghostwriter, this tweet. It's like, damn. Like, the guy has the most full career ever. Full of everything, anything. Like, everything happened to him, literally. And the point that I'm kind of making is, like, if he had such a full career, I wonder what inspires him now to keep going, and what inspires him now to continue to feel the need to kind of piss the world off on purpose. Because he proved that he can kind of say and do whatever he wants and be okay. So now what? Like, literally, now what? No one knows what album you're working on. You don't really you don't really give a clear answer anymore. We can't even rely on release dates. We can't rely on shipping dates for your clothes. Think about it. We can't rely on release dates for your music. When your music does drop, it's like unmixed and strange sounding and needs to be fixed 3,000 times. The clothes you make are cool, yeah, $20 budget, high fashion, whatever, visionary, cool. But like, a lot of the clothes just don't ship. People buy it and they're still waiting for it. So when you take out clothes, take out the deals, take out the music, what is he doing? And I feel like I have a very strong opinion on things that I'm passionate about, like most people. I'm not saying I'm unique for this, of course, but, you know, since I like Kanye's product so much, everything that he kind of makes, and it's inspiring, and it's funny, or it's polarizing, or it gets you to think, I kind of just judge a lot, really hard. And that's basically what I'm going to end off by saying, is that, you know, if you had a private eye, a private filmer filming the last 6 years of your life, you know, and people showed, like, you know, your close friends or anyone that meets you sees that documentary of you, they would understand a lot more about you. And most people would kind of hope that, you know, people can understand where they're coming from. And it was a good reminder to kind of not judge people, because you never know what they went through. Deadass. I don't care. Like, and that's the thing. I don't know nothing about mental struggle. I don't know anything about disorder. I don't study it. I don't look into it. I don't care. I never care. I never talk about it. I never proclaim it on anyone else. I never talk about, like, this person having, oh, you might have this, self-diagnosed. I never do any of that. But that movie proved that for sure there will be times where you'll talk to somebody and they will act a certain way and you do not know why. But it's really because they're dealing with something that is invisible to you, but very, very real to them. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Shout out to Nico Ballestero, if that is the way you say your name. Amazing work, sir. That was, again, in inspiration of it, like in and of itself. You know, the fact that you put that documentary together over the course of like damn near a decade of filming. That's amazing. So I hope to see more of your work whenever I see it, whenever you make it. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. If you haven't seen the movie, go ahead and see it. It's not bad. There's nothing graphic. There's nothing like scary like that you might not want to see. It really was a very cool experience. So thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe, and if not, I will give you a reason to tomorrow.